Unlocking your inner genius, the power of deliberate practice. We often hear about people who are incredibly creative and driven, with specialized skills that seem to defy explanation. What's their secret? While natural talent might play a role, one of the most important codes to unlocking extraordinary abilities is something called deliberate practice. It's a method that can transform an ordinary person into someone truly exceptional. Let's break down the 3 core principles of deliberate practice that can help you tap into your own wellspring of talent. 1. Break it down, the art of chunking. Think of deliberate practice as exploring a dark, unfamiliar room. Why? Because you have to start slow. You'll bump into furniture, stumble, have to pause and think, and maybe even start over. This slow, painstaking process, even with its frustrations, forces you to explore bit by bit. Gradually, you become more familiar with the errors you make, gain confidence, and expand your exploration. You start mapping the room in your mind, and eventually, you'll navigate it proficiently, almost intuitively. So, how does this apply to skill development? First, break down the task into the smallest possible chunks. Then, slow down your execution to the slowest possible speed. This might feel agonizingly slow at first, but it's crucial for identifying errors and developing precision. Eventually, you will speed up to levels you never thought possible. When you break down a behavior into smaller parts, you gain a deeper understanding of each component. This allows you to build connections between these parts, forming larger, more complex chunks of skill. It's like building with Legos, one brick at a time, until you have a complete structure. These connections get stronger and stronger, making your actions more fluid and automatic. Along with breaking down the skill, slowing down is also very important. Slowing down allows you to focus on your errors, creating higher accuracy each time you act. This will give you a collection of problem-solving skills specific to your task. 2. Repetition with intention, the master's secret. Practice makes perfect, right? Well, not just any practice. Deliberate practice involves intentional repetition, a focused effort to identify and correct errors. It's not about mindlessly going through the motions. It's about actively seeking out your weaknesses and working to eliminate them. Intentional repetition means constantly repeating an action to find mistakes, then repeating it again to correct those mistakes. When you have corrected the mistake thousands of times, you will have solved the problem. A crucial point here, regular repetition is helpful, but it is not enough for deliberate practice. You have to have a purpose to your repetition. If you repeat something incorrectly and continue to repeat it that way, you are doing more harm than good. 3. Raise the bar, the continuous climb. Deliberate practice isn't a free-for-all brawl. It's a very specific kind of struggle. It's a continuous cycle of pushing your limits, day after day. It's about constantly seeking that sweet spot where you're challenged but not overwhelmed. Here's how to do it. First, choose a specific goal. Next, strive to reach that goal by breaking it down, slowing down, and repeating with intention as we discussed in Principles 1 and 2. Finally, set a new, more challenging goal, and repeat the process. Through this continuous cycle of striving and refining, you'll achieve extraordinary levels of skill. It is like climbing a ladder, always looking for the next rung. Deliberate practice in action, real-world examples. Think of a musician learning a complex piece. They don't just play it through from beginning to end over and over. They isolate difficult passages, practice them slowly, identify errors, and repeat until they're flawless. Then, they gradually increase the tempo and integrate those passages back into the whole piece. Or consider a basketball player practicing free throws. They don't just shoot randomly. They focus on their form, their breathing, the arc of the ball, repeating the motion with intention, making adjustments until they achieve consistent accuracy. The takeaway: unlocking your potential. Deliberate practice is not a magic bullet. It requires dedication, effort, and a willingness to confront your weaknesses, but the rewards are immense. By embracing these principles, you can unlock your potential in any field, whether it's music, sports, writing, coding, or anything else you set your mind to. So, what are you waiting for? Identify a skill you want to master, break it down, slow it down, repeat with intention, and continuously raise the bar. The path to mastery might be challenging, but the journey itself is where the real growth and transformation happen. Embrace the struggle, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve.